Good evening. Welcome to Reading Things with a Southern Accent. This is episode 18 in the 2020 revived edition. Now, I took the modem back inside last night because the family was complaining that their internet was not working very well. So I returned the device to the house. Therefore, we're probably going to get some buffering and some stuttering. I really got to figure this out with Comcast or Xfinity. If you know anyone, let me know. See if I can make a phone call or something. I got to figure out a way to not affect the internet in the house and still get a decent signal out here. I'm in a detached garage. It is part of the same residence. However, I'm in a physically different building. So I also don't have my laptop over here tonight like I normally do. I gave that to my wife so that she could work on some stuff for her business because that's important as well. So I have no idea if this is even streaming. I've got it over there on my other computer, and we will see how this works. Couple of things, I always have a couple of updates. Today was a day. I spent the whole freaking day editing and re-editing spots that I've been working on, which is great because I have things to do and I have work, and that's important, which I'm very, very happy to be doing. But holy crap, my brain is fried because I've been staring at screens for about 8 hours. The other thing is some lovely human being shot the back window out of my 1984 Land Cruiser yesterday, sitting in the neighborhood. And so that that makes things, what's the word? It kind of sucks. I went out this afternoon. I had to take a break because it's supposed to snow tonight or tomorrow at some point. And all the glass was just falling off and falling into the back of the car, and there was snow on top of the car that melted and actually fell into the car. So I went out this afternoon and I taped it all up, and now I have to figure out a way to replace the rear window in my 1984 Toyota Land Cruiser. It's not like I can run out to the auto parts store and pick one of those up. They're probably pretty rare. So there's that. I do know a high school kid locally, Tim Reed's watching. Your son, maybe he can help me replace this because I'm kind of useless in that area. Anyways, so those are my two things that have happened today. I have 3 total viewers at this point, if the internet is working and if this is telling me the truth, because I don't know. But I can tell you this. It is Friday night. It is April. I almost said August. It is April the 10th. We are almost a month into this COVID-19 coronapocalypse, coronavirus stay-at-home lockdown. It was March 16th that we shut down my wife's shop and started this whole madness. So we're almost a month in to the craziness. And I'm getting a little stir crazy. I've had some weird dreams. I heard a sound the other night, made me think of like weird post-apocalyptic things going on. People with masks on at the grocery store kind of freak me out. I've been walking periodically with the family around the neighborhood, and we see people and everyone just sort of shoos to one side or the other, like they don't want to talk to anybody. It's weird out there. And you know what? We should be nice to each other. We should be nice. And I just felt like Donald Trump there for a second. We should be nice to each other. We should be nice. It's real nice out there. Be nice. Sorry. Tonight's reading, I will get right to it because who knows how many people are going to tune into this madness. We are wrapping up Dads of the Original Hipsters. It is a book by a man named Brad Getty. Brad Getty is a creative director, I believe in San Francisco, if I Googled the right human being. My wife keeps telling me that these are too short, so I'm going to read 2 segments this evening because They need to be longer. And we talked about doing Shakespeare for the next round. Shakespeare with a Southern accent could be fun. Got my Kilimanjaro beer shirt on. So we'll do that starting next week, I think. All right, let's get to it, kids. I keep coming back for the scarf. Well, thank you, Travis Wilson. You know, this is a good scarf. I stole it from my wife. I'm not going to lie. Tim Reed, Travis Wilson, Deborah Sue. Hello, my cousin Deborah. Jen Bartell. How you doing, Jen Bartell? Florida, Texas, Florida, and Colorado. Thanks for tuning in, kids. Kyle Bergman. Mr. Kyle Bergman. Oh, whoa! This just in, live, breaking news. There's an Amber Alert on my phone. 4 Native American children, ages 5, 6, 11, 14, all brown hair and brown eyes, 2 females, 2 males, believed to be in Colorado in a 2018 gray Dodge Journey with Wyoming plate 104087. Last seen was Stacia Potter Norris, a 30-year-old Native American female, 5'1", 130 pounds, brown eyes, brown hair. Call 911 if seen. So you heard it here first if you didn't read it on your phone. Amber Alert in Colorado. These are exciting times here at reading things with a Southern accent. All right, let's move on. Tonight's reading, sorry for that. Tonight's reading comes from the book. And our first selection is called Ironically Played Sports. Ironically Played Sports. Sorry about the snort there. I apologize. Your dad played sports ironically before you did, and he's been banned from the country club to prove it. He couldn't afford the greens fee, so with his hitting sticks tossed over his shoulder, he was the B&E master of back nine robberies. B&E stands for breaking and entering, if you didn't know. His 10 handicap was earned while outrunning golf cart security forces and pond diving for new golf balls. While his attire wasn't traditionally acceptable, he showed the polos that cutoffs had their place at the links. So, hipsters. Next time you're thinking about hitting up 18 holes with a 24-pack of High Life because alt golf is the new bike polo, remember this. Your dad was a lady killer on the links long before Tiger picked up his woods. So that is the first selection of our reading things from in a Southern accent tonight. Funny story. When I was a kid, I grew up in a little community called Tuscaloosa, which is in Florida. And in Tuscaloosa, there is a golf club and a golf course. Myself and my friends would get on our bicycles and we would go ride like 3 or 4 holes with like 2 or 3 clubs, and we would play the golf. So I understand this. It was the 80s. We had our bicycles and usually like a 9-iron and a putter and a driver and a couple of golf balls in your pockets, and we'd go play like 6, 7, 8 holes because they were close to the house, and that was fun, and we never paid for it. Sometimes my friends, not me, sometimes my friends would go to the driving range and go borrow driving range balls and would collect them and bring them back to our street by the pillowcase load. That's a true story. That is a true story. So then we would take the golf balls. Here's the thing. We would take the golf balls and we would set them up in my backyard because I had the least amount of trees in my backyard out of the few of us. And we would drive them as far as we could. And you could drive the balls over the house behind my house, and you could actually hear them hit the street on the other block, which was kind of fun. My dad got a little upset because he had golf clubs from like the 60s, because that's what you did back in the 60s. He was one of these hipster, golf club guys. And they were literal woods, and we broke every single one of them. So I probably owe my dad a set of golf clubs at this point in life. Let's go see who else is here. Marcella. Hey, Marcella. New Jersey. Oh, no. You're in Delaware County now. You're a Pennsylvania girl. Who else? Is that it? Brooke. Brooke, I've never known how to say your last name ever in my life. Scott Johnsby. But how's it going? Hope you're well. I don't even think the wife is tuned in tonight. She's the one that told me to do more reading, but I don't think she's here. That's fine. We're going to read one more, and it's called Barbecue. This is also from the same book. It is called Dads of the Original Hipsters. Again, next week we're going to start off with some Shakespeare, and we'll see how that goes. Shakespeare is going to be hard to do in a Southern accent, but we're going to try real hard. I think this weekend I'm going to watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And maybe do some research, watch a little Ross Perot, maybe some George W., work on things. But while we wrap things up here with Barbecue from reading things from Dads of the Original Hipsters, here we go. I wish I could say your differently. That's one of the hardest words I'm having a problem. Your. Like, how do you say your in Southern without saying your? Your dad. Your, because if you were really Southern, you'd be like, your daddy. Your daddy. But he says your dad. Let's go with your daddy. Your dad, your daddy, knew how to barbecue before you did, and he's got the lighter fluid skills to prove it. He vigilantly manned his beast cooker and never burnt a meal. Taste buds sang his praises, and his culinary wizardly single-handedly inspired the Food Network to become a TV station. So, hipsters, when you're patio cooking smug vegan burgers and local veggies while downing tall boys and getting terrible tan lines, remember this. Your dad or your daddy will slow cook your daddy will slow cook your ass if you ever touch his grill. And that's it. That may be the last reading from Dads Are the Original Hipsters by Mr. Brad Getty. I might come back tomorrow. Last week I tried to take the weekend off. I didn't do it. It just felt wrong. So we'll see how tomorrow plays out. Sunday is Easter. We might take a family day. We'll find out how that all works out. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great Friday night. I'm going to go in the house. We're going to make a pizza. It's sure to be fantastic. Make sure I didn't miss anybody here. Hey, Beth Keller. How's it going? That's it. This thing is kind of screwing with me because I don't know who's live and who's not because I really can't tell. But I can tell you this. I'm very happy to be closing out this Friday night with you alongside me. Hope you survived the corona apocalypse. I haven't paid attention to the news today. I have no idea what has happened. But stay safe out there, and please wash your hands. Good night.